Okay, hello and welcome to our presentation on TDSTelecom.com's Heuristic Evaluation Report by Feral Consulting. So with customers these days looking for higher and higher speeds of internet as well as fiber internet, TDSTelecom.com is going to be seeing higher volumes of visitors that we already have seen and will likely continue to see increasing traffic. So this report is going to provide an overview of the strengths and weaknesses of your website, as well as recommendations put together by our team based on our findings. So first, let's take a look at some statistics. This is from similarweb.com, and this graph on the left, we can see visitors, monthly visitors over time since January. And at first we see this dip between January and February, but from February to current day, we see kind of an increasing trend of visitors, a steady kind of increasing to the point where today in June we were getting 430,000 visitors per month. And just since about a month ago when this report was started, the number was 400,000. So we're already up 30,000 in the last month. Then we have some other metrics we can take a look at. So each visitor is averaging about just under 3 minutes spent on the website. So we can try to get that up. Each visitor is visiting 3 pages of the website. And then we can take a look at this metric down here, the bounce rate. The bounce rate is about 60%. So what does this mean? Well, the bounce rate is how many visitors are just coming to the home page or a single page they're directed to, and then they're not clicking to any other page. They're exiting the website without viewing any other page than the page they enter on, likely the home page. And so this is related to customer retention, and so we would like to see this lower. And as I'm sure you're aware, here's a screenshot of your home page, and we'll go through some of the features. We'll discuss some of the features like the aesthetic design in just a moment. So how did our team evaluate your website? Well, we used what's called the heuristic evaluation technique. This is based off of Jacob Nielsen's 10 usability heuristics. And in this report, we'll focus primarily on 4. That is error prevention, flexibility and efficiency of use, aesthetic and minimalist design, as well as help and documentation. Here we see a table of all 10 usability heuristics. Again, we will be focusing on numbers 5, 7, 8, and 10. And so our team found 6 primary problems, which we will go through one by one in just a moment. So here we see a table. What our team did is we took 5 users. We called these users test subjects. These are non-technical users we had interact with your website to give us both positive feedback and negative feedback. And we could see some of this positive feedback on the left. We noticed how 3 users noted that your website is well designed, well organized. Well organized, which our team agrees. And then let's take a look at the negative feedback on the right. Notice how under the suggestions given by the user, in bold, we have the heuristics that those suggestions are referencing. So user 1, for instance, has a few suggestions. What heuristics do those suggestions hit? Well, they hit heuristic 7 and 8. Okay. Then what our team did is we ranked these 6 problems by priority. Perceived priority by our team. And so, for instance, the number 1 priority problem is an email verification error when trying to create a new user account. And so even though this was the only issue with this heuristic, we thought that it was extremely important as it was likely turning customers away, possibly to competitors, other internet providers. Here's the graph showing each heuristic and how many users reported at least one issue related to that heuristic. So we see that all 5 of our users, our test subjects, reported at least one problem related to Heuristic 8, which is the aesthetic design and minimalist design. And then coming in tied for second, we have Heuristic 7 and 10, each with two users reporting errors for those. Okay, so problem 1. This was an email verification error when creating a new account. So we actually created 2 new user accounts just to test this process. And when creating a new user account, we were required to verify our email address. This is common practice with many websites. And we did this, and we waited a significant amount of time, about an hour. Both email accounts did not receive a verification email. We checked their inbox, promotions, spam, nothing. So what we had to do is hit this resend code link here. However, the issue was that when clicking this link, we got an error saying this action cannot be performed. And so we did not want to wait. This was such a high priority. We did not want to wait for this report to be published to notify you. So we actually notified your IT team. And as of this presentation, this issue has already been fixed. Problem 2. So this addresses the lack of pricing and plan option documentation without entering personal information. So on the right here, we can see what you'll find on your website when we try to get a quote, for instance, for, let's say, an internet plan. Okay, we will get, you'll be prompted to log into an existing account where we have to enter our full information, or we need to provide our full address. Now, in comparison to some of your competitors, many of your competitors will allow a quote based on no information or just a zip code. And so this may be, not every customer likes to give away their personal information so easily. And so this may be turning some customers away to your competitors who are willing to provide a quote with less information, even though more information may be able to provide a more specific and accurate quote. Problem 3 relates to the aesthetic design. And we got a lot of feedback from users saying that the website, although well organized, was a little bit plain, a little bit of a boring design. It was kind of sharp and blocky or boxy, some users described it as. So we noticed these kind of like square shapes around the shop account and help buttons, as well as the toolbar up here for residential and business. And so some users describe this website as looking 10 years old. One user commented the logo is a little small, maybe you should blow it up or get rid of it, that sort of thing. So some positive feedback that we got is we actually had a few users note that they liked the color scheme. So that's a good thing. But we recommend taking some effort to make the website look a little bit more modern, and this will kind of draw more customers in naturally. Problem 4 is somewhat related. This has to do with cluttered and non-minimalist homepage and menus. So this is a similar part of the homepage. On the right here, if we look, we have quite a few options just right off the bat. It's a little overwhelming. The drop-down menus is very good. Our team appreciates drop-down menus. That way we can kind of condense the contents of the website and make it a little bit more minimalist. However, notice when we hover over TV services here, we get a drop-down menu. Then we look at TDSTV Plus. There's an arrow on the right here. However, when we hover over TDSTV Plus, the subcategories do not come. The sub drop-down menu does not come down. We need to click on this to see the subcategories. And our team would suggest that you add a sub drop-down menu so that without clicking on this, I can see what the subcategories are and navigate to a specific page. Also, of a hamburger menu might be useful to kind of condense these menus, make it a little bit less cluttered, a little bit more minimalist. Problem 5. This is very simple. We have a contact form link. This is on the account page. My account at the bottom. It says chat with us, fill out a contact form, and there's a link here. However, this link does not actually go to the contact form. What it does is it brings you to the contact us page, and then the users have to make a second click to get to the contact form. Not a huge issue, but it does cost the users an extra click, can be kind of annoying, and you don't want to be frustrating customers. This can always, any frustrated customer can be turned away. Okay, problem 6, last problem. And again, these problems were listed in terms of priority. So this is our lowest priority problem. And this says, one of our users provided the feedback that header menus do not persist as the user scrolls down the web page. So this is a common feature. It's becoming more and more common with modern websites to have the header at the top actually persist at the top of the page even as you scroll down the web page. So this is just a piece of your home page. As I scroll down, you can see here was the top of the page, and it's beginning to cut the header off. And so I can't go, if I want to navigate to my account tab or the shop tab or the help tab without having to scroll back up, I can't do that without having to scroll back up. So having a persisting header can fix this. Okay, so in summary, we think your website is very well organized and you're seeing increased traffic. That's great. With increased traffic, that makes these problems even more an important issue to fix. And fixing them could lead to a higher conversion rate, customer retention, and higher sales. So with that, thank you so much, and we'll take questions.